What's going on, everybody? I'm Jabby Kuwait, joined by ACHARA Kirk.
What's up?
Making good on our promise. We've got Injustice, Gods Among Us, all endings. And if you go to the original and don't feel like watching our reaction, there's a link in the description below. It says multi-language subtitles, which means you can get access to all the subtitles in the world. I don't know which options there are.
Every single language ever known to mankind,
exactly.
There are subtitles for it.
Including Aramaic. You guys, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button, please. Bell icon, all notifications, pretty please. Vote this up. Let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. While you're subscribing and upvoting, subscribe to Technozen Gaming. There is a link in the description below. As always, if you want to click on that original, give the original an upvote and subscribe to them from there, or just watch their video. It's up to you. Anywho, here we go.
Oh. What? They changed the music?
I don't know.
Or is that the actual music?
No, this is just the opening.
Oh, okay.
I would imagine. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe they had to change the music because of copyright stuff.
That is probably true.
Yes.
That is hilarious.
It's like the image is so emotional. It's like him and his trauma, losing Lois and everything, and it's like very upbeat.
Victory over Superman was only the beginning of Aquaman's rise to power.
Aquaman.
Uniting the world's oceans under the banner of Atlantis, Aquaman had a controlling interest in the planet's ecology and economy. His influence did not escape the attention of the world's multinational corporations, who looked to end his reign.
That makes
Villains
sense.
lured by the promise of big money to assassinate the King of Atlantis pursued him relentlessly. But Aquaman's popularity served him well. The world's citizens rose up in anger against those who would quell Aquaman's influence. The threat abated. A groundswell of support began for a united Earth under Aquaman's command.
Again.
Command. It's, well, yeah.
Is she actually English?
No.
Oh, she's not?
Well,
you can tell.
It's kind of that,
Superman's defeat did not work to Ares' advantage as he had planned.
Transatlantic
The heroes
accent.
of the parallel dimension helped this world's Batman build a conflict-free utopia that left the war god famished. On the brink of death, Ares managed to imprison Brainiac 5. He forced Brainiac to create a time loop, beginning with the other dimensional heroes' arrival and ending just before their victory. In this pocket of time, Ares flourished. Endless war was his to savor.
Interesting. Yeah, that makes
Ares
sense.
looks cool.
I didn't know you could play as Ares. That's pretty awesome.
Superman had been a fool to believe Bane would willingly accept a subordinate role in the One Earth government. With the High Counselor out of the way, true leadership could begin. Though they lacked intelligence, Bane found in Sinestro and Black Adam inspiring examples of ruthless, absolute authority. They reciprocated his regard for their talents. The three former villains regained control of the planet and formed a ruling triad that would be uninterrupted until the next phase of Bane's plan.
I wish that they did this like Tekken or Street Fighter. Tekken more specifically, where you just get the voice acting, you know, and the performance and all that stuff.
Right.
It's more fun that way.
Yeah, no, I am finding her voiceover a little bit distracting, especially since you were like, what's her accent? And now I'm like, no, it's definitely transatlantic.
Don't blame me.
No, it's an interesting choice, I think, to have a female
I just
voice.
really wanted to hear Bane, like, do his thing. Oh, Batman looks so different.
It's like a skinnier
Following
Batman.
the battle to liberate Earth, Batman learned that Luthor had bequeathed his massive fortune to Bruce Wayne. He now had the means to rebuild Gotham and Metropolis.
Because Batman didn't have the money.
city's
for it.
residents, inspired by their heroes' efforts, adopted the slogan, "We are Batman."
Look at
They contributed countless hours to their community's renovation and crime prevention. The Batman of old would have stubbornly assumed these tasks alone. The post-One Earth Batman, having been rewarded for his trust in others, enjoyed his city's renewal and his role as its benefactor.
Benefactor, are we?
I mean, okay, just because Bruce Wayne has billions of dollars doesn't mean he can afford to rebuild the city. But he can try.
I mean,
right?
I was about to say something, maybe a little bit political, but maybe I won't.
Okay.
No,
well, I guess Lex Luthor has way more money.
Well, yeah, kind of like how
He has gold reserves.
Jeff Bezos has property on Maui. Gave what was it, like $100 million? But really, that's just chump change for him. So
that's just breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
The
that
defeat
music's
of
cool.
Superman
Yeah.
taught Black Adam one thing. Most of Earth's denizens were too weak to adopt Kandak's visionary form of government. He returned to his homeland with a new plan. Combining their energies, Black Adam and his empress Isis created a mystical
I was wondering
barrier
who
around
that was.
Kandak. There they reigned in peace, their country an oasis in the wasteland of human civilization. A true
Whoa.
oasis once Black Adam had destroyed all other life on Earth.
Jeez.
Damn. So I guess
Just like the movie. Ha ha. I know people are tired of me saying that.
At last, Superman had paid for what he had done to Catwoman. Feigning allegiance to his regime had
That's how I
cost
stand in the
Selina
morning
her beloved
when I'm looking
Batman
at
and her best
my
chance
prisoner.
at happiness. Pride and anger kept her from attempting reconciliation with Bruce Wayne, but his inspiring reconstruction of Gotham and Metropolis fostered in her a desire to remain close to him. Until she was ready to approach him again, she did her part to keep Gotham's streets clear of
dang.
crime.
yeah.
Nascent underworld
doesn't skip
organizations
leg
had
day.
both the Bat and the Cat to fear.
You know, that's not all that different from what you see at the gym, to be totally honest. Like, that is what's in vogue right now. Go on Instagram.
she looks great.
Look up fitness model. And it's like, all the pants are just...
Yeah, you don't work out that hard on your bootay to not show it off. Just saying.
Did anyone just see all... Oh, what? I'm confused.
After Superman's defeat, Cyborg led the assault on the Fortress of Solitude to flush out remnants of the High Counselor's regime. The fortress was well defended, the battle intense. Cyborg was forced to use unfamiliar Kryptonian tools to make repairs to his damaged cybernetics.
Oh, interesting.
Enhanced with the alien technology, Cyborg found he could communicate with Superman's androids and order them to apprehend the opposition.
Wow.
With his army of super androids, Cyborg will bring justice to the world.
Dope.
Oh,
Interesting.
they didn't have those in the thing, did they? His like
Cyborgs?
yeah.
With Superman's regime toppled,
I don't
new
remember them.
governments formed to take its place. New governments meant
But
new
I
customers
vaguely
for
remember there's
Deathstroke,
something like that from
and
the comics,
business
though.
was booming. Soon there were more assassinations to carry out, revolutions to aid, and unrest to create than he
Sure.
could manage on his own.
Oh,
The One Earth regime's elite
teamed up?
troopers, having committed atrocities in Superman's name, had gone into hiding from a populace bent on revenge. Impossible for most to find, but not for Deathstroke. Recruiting these renegades, he formed the New Titans, the world's premier political assassins.
oh, interesting. Everybody's forming teams.
Oh!
Oh, okay. I was like,
Free
who's that?
of Superman's control, Doomsday eradicated the remaining metahumans. He then manipulated technology in the abandoned Fortress of Solitude to terraform the Earth. It soon resembled prehistoric Krypton. At last, it felt like home.
Yes. Wow.
After a few years of exterminating humanity at his leisure, however, Doomsday needed a challenge. Having assimilated Superman's ability to fly, he headed for a nearby space sector. He had heard rumors of an opponent worthy of his attention, a Cesarian mercenary with a taste for violence.
Jason Momoa's
Doomsday
character.
was eager to meet this Lobo.
Lobos.
Logo?
Lobos. Or
Lobo.
something like that. Did they say it?
They said Lobo.
Meet this Lobo in
Yeah,
battle.
Lobo, yeah. Okay, I know that someone's gonna actually me in the comments about that. So firstly, that was the character Jason Momoa wanted to play, and there have been rumblings about the possibility of him coming back into the DC universe as Lobo.
Yes.
So, and it kind of makes sense. You look at him,
makes more sense.
And you look at Jason Momoa, you're like, yeah, that's...
Duh.
Yeah. But Jason Momoa could easily play Doomsday as well.
Flash had taken down the High Counselor, but the atrocities he had abetted during Superman's regime continued to haunt him. His shame eventually drove him into exile. Whether wishing to make further amends or simply unable to stop himself, Flash continued to use his powers in the pursuit of justice. Rumors of a mysterious red streak of energy that would set upon and incapacitate criminals circulated throughout Central City.
Coming at Lightspeed
while
punching
only
somebody.
some deduced his true name.
Where's her purse?
Most felt gratitude and affection for the new hero they called the Ghost.
I mean, presumably he can slow himself down just enough to wata in the stomach and not kill the guy.
It's like a tap, a slight tap maybe.
So, yeah. The
After
Ghost.
the fall of Superman.
That's actually an interesting alternate, or, storyline for Flash, He comes in still doing justice, but as a ghost.
As a ghost.
Yeah.
No recognition.
Yeah.
Green Arrow visited the Star City of this parallel Earth. His counterpart was one of the first heroes to fall in the battle against Superman, one of the first to object to the Man of Steel's new tactics and reasoning. A memorial erected in Star City's Orchid Bay served as a reminder of the need to fight oppression regardless of the odds. There, Green Arrow found that one citizen wasn't content to memorialize Oliver Queen in stone. With Green Arrow's training, a new archer, dressed in crimson, took up the fallen hero's mantle. Let Star City's criminals beware. The night belongs to Red Arrow.
Interesting. Lovell is like the next.
I'm not familiar with Red Arrow. Are you?
No, me neither.
Okay.
Mere days after returning to his Earth, Green Lantern, in an event mirroring his ascension to the core, witnessed the crash landing of an alien ship. Investigating the wreckage, he encountered the pilot, who claimed to be Abin Sur. But this Abin Sur wore no power ring and referred to him in halting breaths as the Almighty One. Green Lantern tried to convince the alien of their past, that Abin Sur had named Hal Jordan, his successor, as the Green Lantern of Sector 2814. But the alien died from his wounds before Lantern could learn more of him. Lantern left immediately for Oa. The Guardians were his only hope of solving this mystery.
That's very mysterious. That's it?
What the hell is that?
What?
Well, I guess it's just something for him to do.
I wanted to know, what was up with that? That was very strange.
The defeat of Superman filled Harley with confidence. She knew what she was capable of and knew what she wanted. She traveled to the Visitor's Earth and freed the Joker from prison. Returning to her world, they married in a ceremony that set Gotham ablaze. At the reception, the cake-cutting ceremony took a gruesome turn. As her new husband playfully mashed her face into the cake, years of abuse took its toll.
Wow.
Something in Harley snapped.
Wow.
She used the ceremonial knife to slash Joker's throat. Still wearing her wedding gown, Harley now resides permanently in Arkham Asylum.
Wow.
Dang. That was pretty dark.
Free of his brainwashing, Hawkgirl exacted revenge on the High Counselor for murdering her husband, Hawkman. She was nevertheless sent to prison for her role in the regime. One night, she awoke hovering above her cot, glowing with eldritch light.
I heard hot girl. I was like, that can't be right.
And you were like, she is hot.
That's about
She's
right.
pretty fine.
And I was like, no, that's not right. Hawk girl.
Yeah, Hawk girl.
And I know that's a different IP, but she looks so much like Jean Grey as Phoenix to me.
Yeah, it's the red hair.
An instant later, she stood at the bottom of a shallow crater. There, she found the source of the light, a meteorite of pure nth metal. As she touched it, the meteorite sprung to life, encasing her in nth metal. The new armor made Hawkgirl invincible.
Oh.
Her first act, vengeance against those who had helped Superman capture Hawkman.
You know, my whole life, I haven't come across anything like that.
Hawk Girl?
No, a thing to like...
Oh, a meteorite to give you superpowers?
Yeah.
Give it time.
Keep seeing it in movies.
Yeah, give it time.
Though he had failed to elevate the Joker clan's status, Joker was convinced a similar organization could be successful in his dimension. Joker used a series of devastating terrorist acts to frighten the populace, then convinced the more gullible among them that he was the path to security. The new Joker clan soon had millions of members worldwide and committed regular anti-government attacks, wreaking havoc on the global economy.
I would love a movie where Joker's using TikTok.
I was not expecting that sentence to come out of your mouth.
Killer Frost reveled in her victory, but her overconfidence betrayed her. Seizing the opportunity, agents of Star Labs captured her. Their scientists harnessed her freezing power in order to fortify the world's polar ice caps. But Star Labs underestimated Frost's abilities. Turning on her captors, she froze their facility and eventually the entire Western Hemisphere. The survivors now struggle to overthrow the self-proclaimed Ice Queen.
Good intentions, though. Good intentions.
Yeah, right?
Fortify the ice caps before we have Kevin Costner's Waterworld.
A win against this world's Superman was greatly satisfying, but its aftermath would be sweeter still. Luthor had traveled to this dimension to convince its residents that he was their Luthor, who had miraculously survived the High Counselor's globally televised attack on him.
Oh, interesting.
Beloved before, the triumphant Luthor was now worshipped. He was elected President of the United States,
Wow.
but soon looked to further consolidate his power.
So he became President of the world.
Nightwing had beaten his...
Look, I understand that this is not based on the movies. Doesn't that look just like Chris O'Donnell?
Yeah, actually.
I know it's not based on the movies, but come on, you guys. Like,
yeah, it does. It does.
the haircut and the facial structure, that
Peak
looks like Batman
Chris
Forever.
O'Donnell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the one he did with Ed Asner? The wedding something?
Oh, no. I loved him in The Three Musketeers.
He did some movie about finding a bride. I forgot what it's called.
Mail Order Bride?
No, I can't remember.
Nightwing had beaten his former boss, Superman, in single combat. Not even Batman had done that. His thirst for conflict grew. He began challenging anyone who crossed his path. Nightwing's belligerence eventually drew the attention of Sinestro. His corps was always in need of new recruits, and the young humans seemed able to inspire great fear. Sinestro had his suspicions confirmed when a yellow power ring found its way onto Nightwing's finger.
Oh.
Mix and match, baby.
Yeah, that's right. Someone was explaining in the comments all about the different colors of the lanterns and like what they mean.
Winning the battle with Superman cost Raven dearly. The amount of demonic energy required overwhelmed her. After regaining consciousness, she looked around warily. Her immediate surroundings were a hellish ruin. Nearby stood her father, Trigon. Raven had somehow called him forth during her battle. Trigon thanked his daughter. He then summoned an army of demons and set out to destroy the rest of the planet.
Oh. Good job.
I would love for one of these endings to be like basic and pedestrian.
Like what?
All the endings are very like cataclysmic in Book of Revelations. I want one to be like, and then, you know, Bruce Wayne had to work at 7-Eleven. And like,
I thought you were going to say like, and then they just like moved to an island and spent the rest of their days drinking coconut.
No,
water.
I'm not looking for the Dark Knight Rises ending. I'm looking for something just like, because everything has to have this sort of, it's injustice. I get it. That's what I liked about the street level heroes heroes like Daredevil. I know this is Marvel, not DC. Like Daredevil and Luke Cage and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I liked dealing with street level stuff.
It's fun
because it's like it's not the end of the world. It's just like the end of their world.
Following the events in the parallel dimension, Shazam's fellow heroes returned home.
Angry.
But an alien virus contracted during the transfer created in them acute mental instability. They turned on their fellow crime fighters in a deranged fury. Alone and desperate, Shazam shared the power of the word with his adopted brothers and sisters. Their purity of heart gave them courage. The army of Shazam incapacitated the former heroes. Eventually, they took the place of the Justice League as primary defenders of Earth.
Oh, that is a cute ending. See what I did there?
That hurt a little bit.
When Superman's One Earth regime proved to be a failure similar to his on Korrigar, Sinestro retreated to deep space to ruminate on its demise. Fear had long seemed the most powerful of the emotions with which to bring order to the universe, yet it had not been enough. Desperate, Sinestro hurled the might of the Sinestro core against the life entity, keeper of the White Power Battery. Ultimately victorious, Sinestro now wielded the power of a White Lantern. No adversary could possibly withstand him. The light of the Green Lantern core would be the first he would extinguish.
What's that handle made out of?
I don't know. But, like, I'm guessing the White Lantern power is the most powerful one.
The battle over, Grundy eluded capture and returned to his swamp to heal his wounds. During regeneration, Grundy found he could channel the elemental force of the red. All animal life would bend to his rule.
Wow.
His increased power also allowed him to resurrect the long-lost Grey Force.
Wow.
Oh.
Now, instead of ruling Earth's creatures, he could simply destroy them. After defeating the world's heroes, Grundy turned Earth into his version of paradise. He now rules over a gray and lifeless planet.
Don't you get bored of that after a while?
I know, right? Maybe not.
Like, this is pretty awesome. It's really messed up.
Though pleased with the outcome, Superman's battle with his duplicate left him troubled. If one Superman could go so far astray, why not another? Preventative measures were in order. After much discussion with his fellow Justice Leaguers, Superman ingested a remote-release kryptonite capsule.
What?
At any sign of instability, the kryptonite would permeate his body, killing him.
Wow.
The question of who could trigger the device was solved democratically.
Batman.
Each week, a different Leaguer would take possession of its remote control.
God, that would be
Only
so scary.
Batman was denied a shift.
What if you had beef
Batman was
with someone?
denied a shift. Did you hear her?
Oh,
Batman was
shit.
denied a shift.
No, I think Batman is the correct one to do the job. He's quite...
I don't know. If they've had some beef in the past. It's like
No, but-
Batman would be like, Clark,
No, but I think ultimately...
Maybe.
At least in Injustice...
Go get my soup.
In Injustice 2, I feel like Batman was just really sad that Superman was not the guy that was his friend before.
This is Injustice 1.
I know. I guess I'm going off of like some new information.
Yeah.
But still, like, okay, fine. I guess he doesn't deserve to hold it. But I think Batman is like the most balanced out of all the heroes.
Where's my saltine crackers?
That's how you would abuse it, I'm sure.
I totally would. If I had power over Superman, I want a coffee. Stat.
Now, yesterday. Bring it. I want the one from Italy. The real Italian one. Go fly.
I don't make the rules. I had the remote this week. Come on. Coffee.
Wonder Woman returned home to find her dimension in ruins.
Wow.
Aware of Superman's despotic rule of the parallel dimension, the gods of Olympus vowed to preemptively eliminate the metahuman scourge from their world. Under the direction of Zeus, they hunted down and eliminated nearly all superpowered mortals. All that remained to oppose them was Themyscira. Wonder Woman and her Amazons fought back against the Olympians with unrelenting courage. Despite heavy losses, Wonder Woman's forces ultimately prevailed. They took reign as the new Olympians, ushering in an age of peace and prosperity.
Yeah. Screw you, Olympus.
Okay.
Not all heroes were destroyed by Superman. Some were actually created by him. A technology wizard, Barbara Gordon had eluded detection by One Earth intelligence, feeding information to the insurgency under the code name Oracle. But after the regime's murder of her father, Gotham Police Commissioner James Gordon, Barbara channeled her anger into a new alter ego. Sensing the right opportunity to strike, she attacked Superman directly. By defeating the High Counselor, she had announced Batgirl to the world in impressive fashion.
Yeah, looks good.
Is it echoing?
Yeah, it is. It's been echoing. Oh, Lobo.
There was no shortage of vendettas during Superman's reign, and no shortage of bounties for Lobo to collect. He became one of the richest men in the universe by assassinating those who ran afoul of the High Counselor. Lobo's already massive ego inflated along with his rising wealth. Lobo searched for an assignment worthy of his abilities. With so many superpowered beings already dead at his hand, however, bounties were scarce. Lobo decided to use his wealth to create his own ultimate contract. He would kill the denizens of New Genesis, home of the new gods.
Well, that's productive.
Yeah. That's something that'll keep you busy.
The defeat of Superman was a relief to Zatanna.
I have
During
no
the
idea what this
regime,
is.
she and Dr. Fate had taken advantage of Superman's vulnerability to magic and turned the Tower of Fate into a sanctuary for Superman's enemies. She had saved many lives, but years of subterfuge weighed heavily upon her.
She looks like a magician's
After
assistant.
the regime's downfall, Zatanna was instrumental in restraining metahumans during their trials. But when a jury recommended the death penalty for the more immutable defendants, Zatanna intervened. She took the prisoners to the Tower of Fate. There they would remain, incarcerated, but alive.
Okay, she's against the death penalty.
Is that where they kept Luigi? And that little star bit.
Yeah.
Free of the Phantom Zone.
I'm guessing that there are some copyright claim issues, and that's why the sound sounds like free of music and stuff like that sometimes. Unless that's how it is in the game.
Oh, I have no idea.
But I would imagine like somehow with editing tools they just removed the music or something like
Maybe.
that. Because like it's just so strange when there's no music sometimes. Or sound.
Free of the Phantom Zone at last, Zod's first order of business, Superman's defeat, had been accomplished. Now his revenge could be fully realized. His time in the Phantom Zone had allowed Zod to learn its secrets. He had even learned from one of his fellow residents how to call forth small pockets of it at will. After introducing Superman to its mind-numbing emptiness, Zod claimed the High Counselorship and began to rebuild Earth in the image of mighty Krypton.
Oh, who's worse? I did not know that was Zod at first, though.
Banishing his friend and former teammate Superman to the Phantom Zone was difficult for Jean Jones, but necessary. As the One Earth regime had formed, Jean, ever the outsider, had chosen to watch from a distance to bide his time. He assumed the form of an Atlantean and served as royal archivist. Aquaman little suspected that his trusted subject's uncanny ability to gather news of the surface world was the result of telepathic powers. When Jean learned that heroes from a parallel dimension were aiding Batman's insurgency, he assisted as well, leading rescue operations in Metropolis and Gotham after Superman's rampage. In the post-regime era, the Martian Manhunter continued to serve his adopted world, gathering the next generation of heroes to form a new Justice League.
Woo!
Still sucks that we don't get any more Zack Snyder stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, because
The
like they
fool in-
teased Martian Manhunter and then nothing really happened.
He's gone.
He's gone.
The fool in the red cape had been dealt with. Now Scorpion would learn how he came to this place. Heretofore, only the sorcerer Quan Chi or the fallen elder god Shinnok could have summoned him.
Wow.
Scorpion's answers appeared in the form of Trigon, who accused Scorpion of deserting Trigon's demon army and stealing from him the glory of besting the High Counselor. The two faced each other in a titanic struggle. Scorpion emerged the victor and assumed control of Trigon's invasion force.
Wow.
Soon this strange new land would be his to rule.
Why would you want to be there? It's not like Scorpion wants to live in hell. He wants his family back.
That's true. That's true. Maybe he just forgot. And then he was like, oh, do you know what? This looks kind of cushy. I think I'll just rule here.
I'm going to get myself a lazy boy. This corner. By the flames that are everywhere.
Have myself a hot beer.
Character endings are always an intriguing one, especially when it's from NetherRealm Studios. Mm-hmm. Just because I really do, like I said earlier, I really do like the animated endings that are like Tekken and stuff like that, where you can kind of experience the ending with the character as opposed to being spoken at. But I guess it's harder to accomplish all that they want to get across to you through a visual representation of some, like, action.
Right.
It's easier to just say it like an epilogue, because that's what this is essentially. It's epilogue for each character.
With kind of like a motion poster type of feel to it.
And it's a little bit bittersweet sometimes because they give you these cool endings and it's like, well, damn, I kind of want to see where that goes.
Yeah. And then they just bounce. Yeah. It's like, wait, what? But you just set something up that's like really interesting.
Yeah. And it's
Don't do that.
Never explored.
No.
And so it's like, it's fun. It's like a fleeting thing and it's fun. Like, the one that still hits me when I think about it is from Mortal Kombat when Jax's daughter, Jackie Briggs, when she's like, you know what, I'm gonna just like give up my existence so that my pops, like that whole thing. That was the most effective of the character endings because it's like we didn't hear her voice. It wasn't a movie. It was just an epilogue and it still hit. Yeah. I don't know why, but that one,
Well, yeah, because it's, that's a big sacrifice. Yeah. To be like, I love my dad enough that I'm gonna,
and so, these are interesting. And I thought that the most intriguing one was something that kind of spoke to a thought that I had for a long time and wish they implemented, which is Superman's like, yo, I'm going to put this little thing inside myself. So if I act out of line, there's a defense, there's a protocol in place.
That's a great idea, but it is also something that can be terribly misused, like how Jabby would want to use it to get
Cafe latte, baby.
Don't forget the oat milk.
Exactly.
Go back. Get me another one.
Not enough cream. Soups. Who needs Amazon delivery?
No, when you've got Superman.
It's Batman's week with Superman's remote control. But anyway, Alfred, you can kick your feet up for the week. I still stand by my statement earlier. I think that Nightwing looks like Chris O'Donnell in that character profile.
That could have been on purpose.
An inspiration.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed some of that, and look forward to more. I'm Jabby Kuwait. This is
ACHARA Cook.
Peace out.